about cameras, about lenses, what is today, what I think is okay and not okay. I actually went to Canon before, Canon Belgium in Costa Mesa. That's where I go. And I took some classes, and it was like maybe 2, 3 years ago. The last time I was probably 2, 3 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. So at that time they had like mostly the old style lenses and cameras, and they had like RF, just beginning of RF. They didn't have much for RF. So I don't know much about RF. I did check certain things, and I'm planning to visit maybe tomorrow. I don't know if they have classes, but they work until 4 o'clock for the service, and they have showroom. I want to go there before 4 o'clock and see and ask questions about RF lenses and Canon R cameras bodies. So anyway, I see like on TV, on YouTube, because I have YouTube on my TV. I don't use computer for YouTube. I use my TV. So I see many times people talking about Sony A7S3, which they say king of low light. And right now, kind of similar camera appeared. Not now, but some time ago. Canon R5. So many people kind of looking at that range. Probably have something from Nikon in that range. So anyway, for me, my interest was long time ago. I had Canon zoom lenses, that red ring zoom lenses, 13 to 35 and 24 to 70, and some I had like the prime, I think 300 f4 or something like that. I had different teleconverters. So I had a camera, Canon camera. I had D5 in the beginning, then I got, I think, DS3, or basically it's like DX but no video. It's full frame but DX, the same body, big body, like DX but no video. So and then I sold it. I decided to get a Fujifilm XH1 and smaller lens. I thought it's good for travel photography, for travel videos. I still believe Fujifilm crop sensor is good for travel because smaller lenses, smaller cameras, it's still heavy, but it's not as big as my big Canon, like DX body size. Fuji doesn't have that big size, and lenses are in general smaller. So anyway, but today, in general, people talk either about crop sensor or full frame. Now, the common talk is like A7 S3 or R5. I do like, actually, I did check on this one, A7S3. Yeah, it's a keen of low light, but that camera had overheating problems. Probably still has. And R5 doesn't have a fan. C has a fan. So suppose I want to go to Florida, I want to go to Puerto Rico, Hawaii, Thailand. any other country, southern country, I need definitely be the fan because I have action camera DJI. It's overheating. You cannot during the summer. You cannot shoot for a long time. Um, it's I usually have like in a corner in my truck. It's overheating. Even if I keep under the roof, it can overheat with 1080p. I'm not even shooting 4K. 1080p can overheat. So this is not really for videos. Like that, it's not really for video. And this is for video. I would say this has a fan. Some people say it has problem with battery. So you need to buy probably a grip, extra battery grip. Or if no grip, then a bunch of batteries put in your bag. My Canon didn't have that kind of problem, but I didn't shoot videos. I was shooting mostly pictures. So what people are saying, R5 for taking pictures, no problem, but if you shoot videos, overheating problem. But anyway, my opinion about Sony A7S3, I did think even for myself, but if I look at this 12 megapixels, that's not the professional camera. That camera was like 12 megapixels 10 years ago, maybe. Professional camera has 12 megapixels, not today. So I cannot consider that as professional camera. So yeah, for low light, but in general, the way I think, for me, working time is during the day. I don't like to work at night unless I have certain job to shoot something at night. Then I might need it, but otherwise I don't really need it. I like to go to a restaurant or have fun. Or I like to do something at night, evening time, relaxing. I like to work during the light time. So if you look at fashion photography or real estate photography or sport, they don't really shoot at night. Even if they have at night sport, they have so much light, you don't really need to worry that much. So I don't really believe there is a big difference if it's the same full frame sensor for this camera and this camera. I don't really need to worry about this will not be a key. Now, I would rather go with 45 megapixels. Normally, professional cameras, they have around 21, 24. This sounds like what they have right now is Fujifilm X-H2, which is kind of not professional but close, and XH2S, which is like 20 something megapixels, but professional. So they have, I believe, like XT5 with more megapixels. So this is kind of like, to me, kind of like XT5 kind of, but it has a metal body. But I think XT5, XT4 is metal body too. So, but it's not considered as professional. There is a statement I've seen, if it's metal body, it means professional. But XT4, XT5, they don't consider professional. They consider XH1 and XH2S as professional. So those bigger megapixels is not always a professional. So when I was at Canon building before, they had a camera 50 megapixels, and then they had professional like DX2. so DX1 Mark II. That would be professional, but the 50 megapixels, it's kind of professional, but it's not really professional. So what I want to say is, this camera, if I want to go to southern countries or states, even if in US during the summertime could be very hot, I would consider this one, R5C. So it has a fan, and I will get a grip, because this one with one battery reports so bad, like you can shoot 25 minutes or whatever under half hour. Come on, if you go somewhere traveling, you need something longer than half hour. Normally you need to have a lot of footage and you choose, you will cut. So I would say I like footage supposed for 3 hours. So if they say one battery for 4K lasts like 30 minutes, 25 minutes, man, I need a lot of batteries. So I would probably go with additional grip. You put extra batteries. Or I might consider R3, which kind of the same. Canon usually, if they have big body, it just one piece you remove with batteries. So, or you can have a grip. So, power grip, whatever they call it. So I would say this is, for me, no. I don't need this camera. 12 megapixels. My last cameras, Canon, even before Canon, they were over 12 megapixels. This would be like 10 years ago Canon. So shoot at night, for me, is not priority. I don't really believe the difference is substantial. So I would go with this newer system, 45 megapixel. And then I would have a power grip, so overheating would be resolved by the fan. Now, with that fan, you're not supposed to really use in-camera microphone because it's going to be noisy. So I would probably, the best would be for me is wireless. I have DJI. There is a microphone jack, and put that jack inside and use wireless. So that would be my decision. Shotgun, maybe shotgun, but if I would have shotgun, probably I would like to have, like, let's say for the documentary, I would like to have an extension and have shotgun on the tripod. If there is a fan, I don't like any noise. Now, that would be for Sony. So I would not consider S3. There are other ones, more megapixels, but not good for the light. But they don't have a fan. With the fan would be, if I want to consider with the fan, it would be FX3. Now looking at FX3. They don't have this. But let's see. So I know that is 45 megapixels, right? Full frame. Megapixel. So it has, that's what I don't like. It has 12 megapixels. So it's kind of photography camera at the same time, not photography camera, both of them. Now with this one, you can have a fan. Sony FX3 fan. So you have you see this is the Sony side. So with Sony, you see menu setup fan. So with FX3 you can have a fan. So to me, the only I can compare if I want a fan, that would be FX3 versus R5C, Canon R5C. Now, Canon has 45 megapixels and this is 12.5. I would say no to FX3. I like more. I like 20. 1 or 20 or 22, 23, 24. Like Canon or Nikon, those pro cameras. 20, a little bit more. That's what I want. So I would not choose FX3 because it's not 20, it's not 45, it's 12. And I don't believe the same sensor, Canon, at night would be much worse. And I don't shoot at night much, really. And then you need to count that many lenses, Sony don't have optical stabilization. If with Canon I can have optical stabilization, I can reduce ISO to have better picture, to be more keen all the night. So I don't think it's a problem, because I don't think Sony has so much lens optical stabilization as Canon. So anyway, let's see another one. So I don't really see anything. For me, I can only see right now Canon R5C or R3. Both have fans. R3 has fan too. I would say R3 is more professional, but R5C is still good. It doesn't cost much. Maybe you don't like for your travel $5,000 for camera and $2-3 for lens and maybe another lens. Keep carrying like close to $10,000. I've seen some people actually. One guy in Spain. He's from New Zealand, but he lives in Spain. They stopped at some restaurant. They just, eating, turn head this or that. The whole back is gone. He was saying like around $10,000 of equipment is gone. So there are some people who still stuff. There are different people. In Hawaii, I know many people still stuff because they do drugs. They still stuff, sell and buy drugs. Those drug people, they don't like to work or cannot work or whatever. So I guess there are similar people living around the world. So I don't really like extremely expensive stuff. But I might have, let's say, R3 for keeping at home and for travel and good quality. I would have probably R5C. I mean, if money allow. You need to have backup anyway. You need to have some kind of other body. Like suppose on vacation, maybe it's okay, you took one. If it's something important you shoot, you need to have a backup camera. Maybe even lens. Because people steal, people destroy, people do all kinds of stuff, and your vacation maybe is 1 week or 2 weeks. And like suppose you go to Asia, it's not that easy to buy there what you want. Maybe in Bangkok you can buy, but there are some countries it's not that easy. I think in Sri Lanka it's more difficult to buy equipment. India, maybe New Delhi, but the rest probably difficult. Cambodia, all this Vietnam, it's more difficult. Indonesia, probably big city. So it's not that easy. Even if you have money, people can steal it. So it's good to have backup. But let's say you just take one, but you don't want the most expensive one. So I would say I would go with Canon 5C. Another camera, if you don't mind about a crop sensor, which is actually good for travel. I think it's a good one. Fuji, yeah, this one, 2S. Fujifilm 2S. This is crop sensor, but this one is considered kind of professional camera. I would say I have experience with Fujifilm X-H1. I would say if you want from Fuji, okay focusing, good focusing, you need to change the setting to, it's called focus priority. If you like at Canon, you don't need to set up focus priority. For me, it was doing fine. Everything is fine. I can shoot sport or surfers or anyone. But this one, the focus is more struggling, more slow. So if you set on focus priority, it's starting to work kind of okay or fine, quite fast. I would say more normal, kind of normal, acceptably okay. I cannot compare to Canon DX1 Mark II, cameras like that. But I would say X-H1 with focus priority is better than Canon. It was 5D or something like that. I think it's better. Anyway, looking at this camera. Well, I like Fujifilm actually site. So what you do is, if you don't mind to shoot on crop sensor, because crop sensor in Super 35, it's almost the same size. There is not huge difference. So what happened? Is it working? Okay. Now, what it has 2S. Okay, this is metal body. So metal body means professional, kind of professional or professional. And then what you do is you see improved autofocus. That's important part about Fuji, when they keep improving autofocus. When I changed from Canon to Fuji, the first thing I found, the autofocus is not Canon's, it's not there. But after changing to focus priority, I think it's alright. But still, for sport, I would shoot on Canon DX. I would like better primes. I would probably go with primes better. I don't like bunch of this glass going back and forth really. And the sharpness prime like 3 or 400 is, the sharpness is way better. Now you see this one say 240 minutes of recording. It was a problem with Canon. They were saying like 30 minutes recording. Now I was watching certain information. That's actually because of overheating and the battery, not enough battery. That's why it's recording 30 minutes. But for certain, if you don't shoot 4K and if it's crop sensor, it's unlimited. So basically they have certain things. But C3 is better. It's kind of no limit. And I think R5, not C3, but R3. And R5 with the fan, basically you don't need to have too much power taken. Then it can be okay. So R5 with the fan, you can go. Now this, what it has is good, this one. Optional, optional. Cooling fan accessory. That's what I actually like. So if you don't mind, or even for me, I might even consider that too, um, to have this for the travel. Mm, that one, cooling fan accessory. So with this cooling fan accessory, they talk about different things. With that cooling fan accessory, I will make basically kind of like R5C or FX3. I mean, it's cooling fan. You see? So if I would buy, I would buy straight with this one, cooling fan accessory. You see, for capable on high temperatures. That's what I want. But there is some kind of issue with the mirror, that the viewing that screen that's blocking the screen. So you might need to use the viewfinder, something like that. And then probably the flip screen will be blocked, something like that. But this has like 6.2K 30p, 2K or 4K 120p. So what I like actually, okay, specification like this. So you see, it has a smaller sensor, okay, a certain processor, and then RAW 14-bit RAW, which is pretty good, I guess. And then you look at this one, movie ISO 160 to 12800, and then I would look at 4K. I like 4K 60 frame per second. Flash. What kind of flash? Uh, so it has a flash. Okay, let me see. So basically, this is not bad. It's kind of like idea of R3 or R5C, or kind of like Sony FX3 with a fan. So this would give you a fan. But I want to see the format because I don't have that camera. I do check sometimes uh, Fuji stuff. I do like what they have like GFX 50 and 100. I do like it, especially 100. So, okay, file size. I need 4K, but 4K 16 to 9. That's what I need. 14 4K 16 to 9 high speed recording. That's what I want, high speed recording. I actually like 4K with 60 frames per second because normally 60 is suggested for sport, for big moving. It's better 60 than 30. So I do like 4K with 60. So this camera can do. And it has good lenses. Actually, Fuji lenses are very good. Very, like I had Canon L-type, and then I went to, Fuji lenses. I don't think they're worse than L-type. They're so clean. Fuji lenses are so clean. You look through, and sharpness never a problem. I never have. I would say some of my Fuji lenses were better than Canon L-type 17 to 35. I think they're sharper. Like if you look at, they have certain lenses with the red kind of thing on the lens, like a small kind of piece with red color. Those kind of, they're pretty good. So you can choose lenses. So product, you see a product. Okay, this is X lenses. So I'm saying this is for the purpose of traveling and good quality. And then I'll show a few things for video. I don't know why my internet doesn't work. My computer is old. My computer is getting old. So anyway, products, lenses. Not still doesn't work. Okay, look like fine. Let's see. So what you do is you go to products. X series, that's for crop sensor. GFX is a bigger sensor. So they have primes. Like you see, like this one 2.8. This would be equal to 20 millimeters if you shoot 1080p. But because of certain 4K crop, this would be more than 20 millimeters. So like if you look at these lenses like this, with the red, they have like a red spot, some kind of XF. So anyway, like this lens, 16 is very good. And then this one is very good, 18. This is like 28 millimeters equivalent. And then they have very good lens zoom for like travel, and you'll be surprised. Fuji, they can make zoom lenses very sharp, which is, you see like this red one, do you see red piece? This one, some kind of red, here or there. Those lenses are very good normally. Like this one red or this one. So I'm looking at, you see this one. I'm looking at zoom, which is like 8, I believe, 8 millimeters. This one, this is pretty good actually. This would be like what they have Canon right now. So this 8 to 16, you need to multiply. Well, 16, it's gonna be around 24 millimeters equivalent. So this is this. So this lens for like wide angle, you see the red label. This lens is pretty good. This is like Canon, I'm telling you. This is like Canon red ring sharpness, the same. Some lenses could be even better than old style 17 to 35 or 24 to 70. Some of those Fuji even cleaner everything. So, but they don't make full frame. But if you're okay with a small frame, I think it's a good set. If I would go to like Thailand or somewhere, I would take this one. You can find a way to have a filter on the front. There are certain attachments, and basically a plastic attachment, and you can find a way to have filter. This is bubble looking kind of lens. Many times you cannot put filter, but there is a way. You can find. It's maybe not made by Canon, but by someone. It's certain kind of plastic frame, and then there is a filter you insert. So, so that one is good. If you want telephoto, there is telephoto. This is like L-type kind of quality. I'm not joking. This is very good lens. Now, suppose you don't want these cameras. That's what I think. I think there is only 2 video cameras that I'm looking at today, which is okay with me if you like to travel and good professional. I would consider actually Canon C500 Mark II. So this would be a. I've seen that long time ago, but I think that was Mark I. Right now Mark II. But what I like about this, it has a full frame sensor, and it's not 12 megapixel. It's 20. It's kind of like a professional camera way. Somewhere it says about 20. But anyway, this has good ventilation, everything. You see, you have a screen on the top. You can make selfie with it. Sensor full frame, and then pixel 20 megapixel, 20.8. And you can find a lot of good lenses, either zoom or even prime or the red ring L type, or even cinema lens, cine lens. They have a lot of cine lens, 24 millimeter, 20 millimeter, 14, some other ones. I think they should make 28. They have version, but 28. So this is the. If I don't mind, if you don't mind, to spend 10 grand, 11 grand on the body like this, and plus maybe 3 grand, 4 grand on the lens, it's a good set. Full frame, and 20 megapixel sensor. That is professional. It's like DX, kind of like DX2, but I believe this is better for ventilation. So this can probably record much longer. And the second camera I like is Sony. So I don't really like Sony cameras. I don't see anything, but I like this Sony XD cam. I like XD cams. It's called FX9. FX9. So this FX9 is similar to C500. So if you look at Sony Pro Sony FX9, you don't need for travel. You don't need this big lens. You can put some prime. I believe they have 24 and 20. Like, so you take two, 24 for people, 20 for buildings. You go and you shoot documentary or whatever, anything you want. You don't need any telephoto really for people for the big cities. Telephoto is more like for sport or for animals or something like that from the big distance. Now this has a full frame sensor. Okay, this has full frame sensor, and this has the same around 20 megapixel sensor. Someone should say. That's all I found for myself. I don't know, specification. Okay, here. Lens general. Okay. Recording format. For me, important 4K 60 frames per second. Okay. I believe they have. I'm sure they have 10 grand camera. So well, it's sometimes easy just to use other side. Okay, FX sense. So sensor megapixels. So let's see. Okay, 20.5. So this is the same as a Canon C500. That's what I like. Full frame, 20 megapixel. It's kind of like DX1 Mark II or Canon, the top camera. But this is better for ventilation. That's more like for video. Overheating problems would be less. You can shoot longer. And you don't need a screen on the side. You can put on the top, you see, which is not bad option. Like if you do selfie, then it's okay on top. But if you have on shoulder, certain kind of that equipment on the shoulder, because this doesn't have that shoulder, certain kind of thing that you put camera, then you need a screen here. So if you're here, then here. So it's good, like kind of like that. And I would use probably monopod. I have very thick monopod. It can be used monopod, or it can be used like I like actually carbon fiber tripods, those Italian tripods. They're light. For travel is good. I don't like heavy tripods. I like strong but not heavy. Camera is heavy already. Those tripods, some of them, they're more heavy than cameras. So I don't really like that one. I like maybe carbon fiber for travel. If it's in studio, sitting there forever, it's okay. I can have metal or anything. But for travel, I think this is still good for travel. So this, from my findings, this XD-Cam FX9, it's a little lighter, which is kind of could be advantage. So if you look at FX9 weight, if you don't want to spend extra money on weight and luggage, FX9 weight, it's a little lighter, 10.58 pounds. Now if you look at Canon C500 weight, what is it? Cannot be 5, it was 1400. Mark II. It was 14. It cannot be 4 pounds. Or better. Can see 500 Mark II. Come on, people. This is some kind of stupid stuff. I think it's at the end. Yeah, this is 14 pounds. So this is a little bit heavier than Sony. So I would look at, right now, only like what I consider professional camera, okay to travel. Not huge, but a little bit kind of for bigger muscles, but I like 20 megapixel and full frame and good ventilation and all that. So the price would be 10 grand. 500, C500 or FX9. I didn't look at this, what they call it, Nikon full frame camera with fan. I don't know if they have anything. Z9. I don't know if they have anything with fan. I did not see. I'm not really Nikon guy. I would say I know Canon much better. But I would say I might check later. But today I cannot give any answer for Nikon. This kind of, they're good like this one. I like this one, D6. I do like, I met a guy in Hawaii. He had, I think, D5. That was like a few years ago. He had this one, and he had Olympic lens. Only Olympic people could get that lens. I think it's like 800 or 1000 millimeters. Oh no, 800, yeah, or 1000 millimeters. He said those lenses are not for sale. They're only for Olympic people. It's abnormally big lens, long lens. And he had I think D5 at that time. When I look at that, it looks very similar to Canon, that 1DX Mark II. Very similar. And on the screen, it looks similar too. So it's kind of like tough competition. But I didn't check on fan. I don't see. This look like normal cameras. It doesn't look like extra fat, like R5C or Fuji with the fan or the Sony FX3 look kind of fat too. So I did not read much. It doesn't comprehension with the fan. So that's all I can say. So for now, I think good choice for me. Either C, that 5R5C or R3 for Canon. For Sony, I cannot find any camera. I would consider Fuji XH2S with the fan and some lenses, good lenses. They would be small. It's a small, good option. And then, but if it's crop sensor, it's crop sensor. Something there you'll see a little bit less than full frame. And then for video cameras, the only I see is okay for me is Canon C500 Mark II or XD Cam 9, that, FX9. So that's all I can say. I will go to Canon maybe tomorrow or the next day to see what they have for RF. For me, RF lenses and Canon R, it's a completely new some kind of product. I don't know much about that. I did learn some of it from looking from videos, but still I want to go inside of the Canon and ask certain questions. So I might do short video on me checking their stuff for RF and for video camera, that one. And they talk about rumors, C500 Mark III. I want to check on that too. Anyway, that's all I have for now, and have a good time. Bye.